opened the conference with those guys. We did not play well in the first half, and late in the first half we made a push and scored some and gave ourselves an opportunity to win the game in the second half. We went out in the second half and played extremely well. We're up 10 with maybe 5 minutes to go and did not stop them at all. They scored their last 12 possessions of the game. We changed defenses. They either got to the free throw line, which they doubled us there. I believe it was 24-10 or 24-12 maybe, and then just didn't hold on. It got down. They hit a huge shot against our zone, and we had the guy taking it. We wanted to take it, and he made a big three, and that was the difference in the game. We fought hard and didn't get it done. Coastal had a guy step up and score 28 points. Jamari Brown had a great game. We regrouped and flew the next day to Charlotte and then to Norfolk and had a good practice and getting prepared for Old Dominion, who had lost their game to Arkansas State. And we got a great game for them. Early, we led in the ball game and should have had a lead real early in the game, but we missed several opportunities. Our defense was really good. And at the end of the first half, I made a couple of substitutions, and we did not defend the way we needed to, and they got a couple of really fortunate breaks, banked in a three-pointer and then hit another three-pointer and got fouled, made a 4-point play late within the last minute. And we were down at halftime. We started second half off, and we went down even farther. And then we made a comeback, and Joe Charles hit a three. Greg Williams hit 3 in a row. We had it to 10 at like the 16-minute mark. So the game was on there, and we fought, and we got it all the way to 2 with 2 minutes to go. And the young man that was player of the week for them hit a really contested three-point shot at the end of the shot clock and made it a 5-point game, and then we weren't able to close it much more than that, so wound up losing by 4. Disappointing. Played 2 good teams on the road. That's life in the Sun Belt, life in college basketball on the road. I wish we could have started at home, but we have to play the schedule we're dealt. We've talked about that, 6 of 8, 3 in a row. We've been a good road team, but we dropped 3, and certainly felt like we could have gotten a couple of those in the perfect world. Guys are working hard. They're disappointed in the results, but we'll continue with the process and try to grow and learn from these opportunities. We've got to improve in some areas. We've done a really good job in some areas too. I believe we're first in the league in free throw percentage, but the problem is we've shot the 13th most free throws in the league. And Southern Miss coming up, just like the other 2 teams we played, have doubled what we've done, and we're not getting to the line enough. We didn't get some breaks the other day. Jordan Brown drew 10 fouls against Coastal, and he drew about 2 against Old Dominion. So it doesn't add up to me, but we've got to continue to get to the line more. We've got to be more aggressive at times on the offensive end. We took good care of the ball. I think we're second in the league in turnovers. We had less turnovers both games. We just didn't shoot the ball the way we've been shooting it, and then our defense failed us at key moments in both games. Looking forward to Southern Miss. They've got one of the better teams, if not the best team in the league at this time, record-wise. They're off to a good start. Coach Ladner's done a really good job. He's got 2 transfers in there, Crowley from Ole Miss and then Haas from Mercer. And those 2 guys are 2 leading scorers. And in fact, Crowley's leading the conference in scoring. So they're aggressive. They've played well. They've got a good offensive team like we do. It should be a really good basketball game on Thursday.
Coach, you talked about dropping 3 on the road and obviously with the holidays mixed in. Were these 2 games at home coming at the right time for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I wouldn't want to go 6 in a row or 5 in a row on the road. But we're in the middle of a 6 of 8, 8 of 10 stretch. We knew that. And we felt like we could get one of the games, if not both, on the road, but we didn't make the plays and get the breaks down the stretch. In both games, in the last minute and a half of both games, they hit 3-point shots that if they miss those shots, we win the game, in my opinion.
Is it about y'all? For a while there, y'all were shooting 3-pointers at crazy, really well. Is that it, or what is it going to? Is it shot selection, or what is it going to take to get to the free throw line? Is it just getting calls?
We have to be aggressive. We've got to get the calls, but we've got to put it on the officials and make sure that we get to the free throw line, whether we drive the ball or we post up. So we're just going to have to continue to work at that phase.
Themis's assists, he's been getting a ton of assists, and yet his field goal percentage is a little, as shooting percentage has been. Is that shot selection for him, or is he taking the right shots, just not going in? Or?
For the most part, I mean, he was aggressive at the end of the Coastal game. That wasn't what we wanted, and he shot one off the bounce, trying to draw a foul at the end of the game. But he has done a good job, as you said, Kevin. He's got 21 assists and 5 turnovers in the 2 conference games. I mean, he leads the league in assists. I had a good talk with him Friday, and he shot less on Saturday and still did a good job with 12 assists. So pleased with his performance. We want him to be a little bit better defensively. And then one of those shots, was a goaltend. It wasn't called too. So, I mean, you can go back to so many plays that we could very fortunately be 2-0 if things would have been different.
You mentioned that they made 2 threes, or they made threes at the end of those games. If it goes different, then who knows? Does that give you any encouragement going forward that you're right there, and if 1 or 2 bounces go your way, like you're right back on track?
Yeah, that's the easy way to look at it. And of course, we look at the totality of the game. They're all kind of plays throughout the game. But if those shots miss and we rebound, I feel we win both games. And didn't play good enough to win necessarily in stretches, but we got to get more consistent in play. I told Jay this on the radio Saturday. We've got to play 35 to 40-minute game. We've only done it a couple times this year.
Michael Thomas got hurt in the Coastal game. What's the status on him?
Yeah, he's in protocol right now, and I haven't talked to the trainer today, but he's out as of today. And that hurt us, too. That was early in the second half at Coastal, and Themis had to play he played the entire second half against Old DU.
So who else increases their ball handling with it if Michael can't play?
We'll do it by committee. I mean, Kentrell played the point a little bit the other day, and certainly Greg can handle the ball. So we'll be able to get by.
Southern Miss, both of their games were probably very similar to your game. They just happened to win a couple 4-point type games. So what is it that they're doing well that you've seen on film that could be an issue?
Well, they score the ball. I mean, Haas is really talented. He's about 6'10". He's more perimeter than post, and he can really shoot it. He's good in the pick and roll, and so is Crowley. So both those guys are an issue. As I said, leading off, 2 transfers. They're both good players, and they can score the ball. And I think Crowley leads the league in steals, too. So they'll press some full court, and they'll play some zone in the half court. Coach Ladner's an excellent offensive coach. So he's got a good team. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and glad that we're playing them here at home. They had 2 home games, as you said, and we're able to get both those.
Is that just conference play? You have to win at home and try to steal a few on the road?
Yeah, well, I mean, we try to win every game. You remember in 17-18, we started off and won 10 in a row and then lost at Georgia State. But we went on the road and won 2 to begin. But that is the plan. I mean, one of our team goals is to go undefeated at home, and that goal's still out there. And that's what I challenge the guys with after the game on Saturday. Challenge our crowd to come out as well and support us. ODU had a great crowd at their game, and Coastal had a good crowd at theirs as well. So we need our fans to make a big difference.
How did the team rebound? I'm sure they were not expecting to be 0-2 even though it was on the road. So what was your sense of how they handled that?
I think we handled it fine. I mean, they were really disappointed. I know they'd called a team meeting after the Coastal game and tried to get some things accomplished. Don't know what was said there. And then After the game on Saturday, they were really frustrated by the time I got to the locker room, and as well as the coaches, and for a lot of different reasons, but just that, know that we got to play better, and that was the message for longer stretches of time.
What about the? They don't. It looks like they don't turn it over much against Southern Miss. I'm talking about. So what's the key to beating them? I mean, you know, probably won't force a ton of turnovers. So what's the key to beating them?
Well, we're going to have to be better defensively, and that was what we talked about at ODU. And we were good, but we weren't great, and we had too many breakdowns. But defensively, we've got to win that game, and we've got to limit their scoring and their shooting. I mean, they're a good shooting team, and so are we, and we've got to make shots. That'll be a big part of it. They do take good care of the ball. They're up there with us, top of the league in turnovers, and they lead the league in turnover margin at +4. I think we're fourth, maybe at +1.